20 years ago, one of the bloodiest conflicts in recent history had been raging for 3.5 years. Following the breakup of Yugoslavia in 1992, the ensuing Bosnian War was characterized by bitter fighting, the indiscriminate shelling of cities and towns, and large-scale ethnic cleansing campaigns. Before it was over, the Bosnian War had claimed some 100,000 lives, displaced over 2.2 million people, and become Europe's most devastating armed struggle since World War II.
You know, in the whole Bosnian region, thousands of people were dying. In Srebrenica, there were 7,000 people that were murdered. In Sarajevo itself, where there had been inner-city parks, even in the Olympic Village, areas that had been open public spaces had been converted to graveyards. The children that were there, growing up in a war-torn area and where war was raging around them, you knew this had a huge human toll that went well beyond the casualties.
Following a multinational military intervention spurred by the United States and carried out by UN and NATO forces, this modern-day tragedy was officially and mercifully brought to an end. On November 21, 1995, the terms of the Dayton Peace Accords were accepted by the presidents of Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. At that time, Dayton's mayor was current U.S. Congressman Mike Turner.
The Dayton Peace Accord stopped really the last major war in Europe, and it really continues to hold the peace in the area. What's important about it is that the people in Dayton, we had a part in it.
Just 3 weeks ago, the Muslims, Croats, and Serbs came to Dayton, Ohio, in America's heartland, to negotiate a settlement. There, exhausted by war, they made a commitment to peace.
Its success is not just based upon the words that were written on a piece of paper or the negotiations that happened at Wright-Pat. It's that people in the Dayton region made friends, made relationships, and at the same time worked to try to bring stability to that area.
For the United States, the real work of preserving the peace began soon after the Dayton Peace Accords signing. That's when the Clinton administration asked the Dayton community's leaders to undertake a number of exchange programs intended to help build democratic institutions that would be necessary for Bosnia to thrive in peace.
My first trip to Bosnia was a result of a request by President Clinton that I participate in an economic exchange between Bosnia and the United States in the summer of 1996. That was followed by the Friendship Force, an organization that President Carter had started, and that took a number of people, 30 people from our community. Doris Ponens led that delegation. We took Bootsy Neal, one of my fellow city commissioners, with us. And then from that, we began a series of exchanges that culminated in Dayton and Sarajevo becoming sister cities.
These Dayton-Bosnian exchange programs also paired chambers of commerce, hospitals, and even arts organizations, best exemplified by the Dayton and Sarajevo Philharmonic Orchestra's exchange. These efforts went far in convincing the Bosnian people that lots of good people from a city an ocean away were working hard on their behalf in the shared hope of keeping peace alive.
Each of these helped not only build relationships and hope, but they also helped build that institutional foundation that would allow Bosnia to shift to democracy. That connection really gave us a purpose that ultimately resulted in the Dayton Literary Peace Prize, the Dayton Peace Prize, the Peace Museum. Dayton has always been a community that has a big heart. We felt an obligation and a sense of that we too could participate in establishing peace. We could help people that were looking to us because the treaty that brought peace to their community bore the name of our city.